Warning, these 5 coping skills can become very, very dangerous if you are not careful. The first one is music. I know, right? Usually we talk about music as one of the most universal coping skills that we recommend and suggest to people. But the thing is that you gotta pay attention to how music is impacting your mood. So whether that is listening to music, creating music, enjoying it, all of the above, however you are interacting with music, you just need to check in. Is this helping or is this hurting my mood? So there was a study a few years ago found that music was a coping skill that could either be really useful and helpful for people with depression, or it could be really harmful. Now I know that sounds totally inconclusive, but let me break it down for you. People who listened to music when they were feeling depressed and they felt a connection, a community, that they weren't alone, that other people knew what they were feeling and had similar experiences, they found that listening to music actually helped boost their mood and lifted how they were feeling out of that depression. When people who were depressed listened to music and they found themselves ruminating or overthinking or considering over and over again all the reasons that they were depressed, it actually caused them to become more depressed. Driving. Again, gotta be careful with this one because you can enter into potential danger territory. So when it comes to driving can be really, really great because it can help you move locations. It can help you focus on other things rather than thinking because you have to concentrate on driving. But it can get a little dangerous if you're not careful. If you are somebody who is prone to anger, if you are somebody who is prone to dissociating or daydreaming, if you are somebody who is prone to distraction, then driving is probably not the healthiest go-to coping skill for you unless you are driving as a passenger. And then you wouldn't be driving, you would be riding. But that's a different story. This next coping skill can be a little controversial because there is a ton of emotion around it, and that is food. So when it comes to food, we can't avoid it. We need it to live and survive as people. It's something that brings us great joy. Food tends to be a natural gathering for families, communities, friends, whenever we are celebrating something good that has happened to us or in our world. But the thing is, when it comes to food, sometimes it can get into danger category. If you find yourself counting calories, if you find yourself consumed with what types of food you're eating, if you are tied to the time of when you can and cannot eat, that could be potentially dangerous. So you do need to check in on that. Now, I am not a registered dietitian. I am not a nutritionist, so I am not here to give you advice or counseling on food. But what I will tell you is check in with what feels good and right for your body. And if you are having trouble with that, that's where working with a therapist and a dietitian can really be useful. Another coping skill that can get into danger territory if you're not careful is meditating. I know you might be a little surprised because I talk about meditating and mindfulness as being super useful for a variety of conditions and circumstances and symptoms, and that is true. There's a lot of research and science behind that. What a lot of these meditation and mindfulness teachers don't tell you is that it can get a little dangerous if you're not careful. If you're somebody who has undergone something really traumatic, if you are somebody who has a hard time thinking and sitting still, if you are somebody who is prone to dissociate or daydream, then meditating might not be a healthy coping skill for you. I hate it when I hear people say,
but everybody can benefit from meditation.
No. I have seen it live in person. I have experienced it. It's not true. You need to check in on what feels good and right for you, or make some modifications or adaptations to how you engage with this coping skill. So if you're not sure if meditating is useful and helpful for you, you might want to do it with somebody else who can help observe and monitor. This next coping skill makes me cringe because so many people recommend it, especially when it comes to coping with self-harm urges or behaviors. And it is so harmful and can be incredibly dangerous. I actively encourage all of my clients to not rely on this coping skill, even though many people recommend it, and that is drawing on yourself. Drawing on yourself can be so harmful because it's literally training your brain to associate those visual cues with self-harm, and so you're not really retraining your brain to think differently and experience those urges differently. You're literally reinforcing that same concept. I would highly recommend, if you are somebody who struggles with self-harm urges and you're looking for alternatives to self-harm, I have a great video on the screen right over here that you can check out. If you found the information in this video useful and helpful, please share it. You never know who you could be helping. Thanks for watching.